Hello. If we have sent your pet home wearing an Elizabethan collar today following its oral surgery, there's very good reason for that, and my friend Socks and I are going to try and explain it to you. Your pet has had surgery in which I've sutured wounds in the mouth. The discomfort or strange sensation in your pet's mouth with the presence of the stitches may cause it to try and paw and rub at its face post-operatively. And in doing so, in pawing at its face, it might scratch its fur or scratch its eyes, depending on the anatomy of its face, and cause trauma to the outside of its face. It might also put pressure or tension on the wounds inside the mouth and disrupt the healing there. Also, they may try and rub their face along the floor or the edge of the sofa or something like that if they're feeling an itchy sensation in their mouth, and that too could put pressure or tension on the stitches and disrupt the healing. By putting the Elizabethan collar on, there's now a physical barrier between your pet's mouth and face and its paws. So while it may paw at the collar, it can't scratch its face, can't traumatize its eyes or its skin, and it can't put pressure or tension on the stitches. And if it's rubbing its face along the carpet or along the grass, again, there's a physical barrier between whatever it's rubbing against and its face, so it can't be pulling on the stitches and potentially disrupting the healing. So the collar, we've put it on, and we want it to stay on 24/7 for 14 days until your pet goes to your primary care veterinarian for a recheck to assess and determine that the healing is complete, at which point the collar can come off. Now, owners are sometimes concerned that their animal will have trouble eating with the collar on, but if you use an appropriately sized bowl, they should be able to get their mouth into their bowl even with the collar on and eat and drink as normal. And when they lie down to rest or sleep, the collar just tips off to the side, and it's really not that uncomfortable for them to manage. Generally, the first day with the collar on is the most difficult for them to adapt to, and once they've gotten used to the collar, they're fine after that. We do occasionally hear owners saying that their animal seems very depressed with the collar on and they simply refuse to eat. So in those rare circumstances, we will suggest that maybe the owner has to take the collar off during feeding and then put the collar right back on. Well, some owners will say, well, what if I'm there to keep an eye on him? Can I take the collar off when I'm at home and keeping an eye on him? And that's sort of like saying, is it okay if I allow my dog or my children to play in the street, to play in traffic, as long as I'm keeping an eye on them? And the answer is no. They can get a paw up at their face and do damage very quickly before you have a chance to get them and put the collar back on. And if they're frantically trying to go at their face, you're going to have difficulty putting the collar back on. So the very safest thing to do, if we've put the collar on before your animal's gone home, just leave it on for the 14 days. And that gives us the best chance that your animal is not going to be able to disrupt the healing or cause themselves any injury trying to paw or rub at their face. If you have any significant questions or concerns about this, by all means, do get in touch with us by phone or by email. Thank you very much.